And welcome back to another episode of Brick Squared. Today we're traveling all the way to the planet of Kashyyyk to visit our friend Chewbacca and build the Wookie Gunship. This is model number 75129. Alright, let's get into it. Let's see what we have inside the box. Alright, looks like we got 2 bags and our instruction manual. Right. Get these open. And our small pieces. Alright. And it's time to do a little bit of Nolan. First thing we do is get Chewie all put together. It's kind of cool. He's got just a little piece that slides over his entire body. And then there's this Wookie bowcaster. Put that in his hand, just like in the picture. And he is ready to start to get flying. Now we just need to get the rest of it done. All right. So once again, just like I normally do, I'm going to get all my colored pieces in their own groups. Remember, you can do this however you want to. You can do it by shape or by size or both. You can get as fine and detailed as you want to. There's no real wrong way to do it. Sometimes I just leave my small pieces over to the side, just because they're so small. I don't want to really sort them out. And other times, I'll actually take the time to put them into different piles, just to have all the organization and make my build go that much faster. I think today I will separate them all out. Shouldn't take too long. Got some translucent greens, some axles, a couple of the little torpedo pieces that the translucent cones will affix to. Got a little claw. Let's see what that's for. Looks like we got some silver pieces along with dark gray. Yep, some silver studs. Just kind of mix them all in. And light grays. Looks like I have 2 tan piles, so what we'll do is we'll move this tan pile over. Alright. It's interesting, there's only a few brown pieces in this build. Most of them are like a light tan sand color or gray. It makes sense though, you want to keep Chewie like the focal point of the entire picture. Just get a little accents of brown in there. Okay, so starting on page 3, we're going to start to build our ship. So the ship base is a gray, it's a dark gray. It's a 2x4. Alright, and to that we've got this little gray piece with the, I always used to use these for guns when I was doing space builds. The front fork of a ship. So we're going to stick that right here to that piece right there. And then we're going to attach this clip point, okay, to the back of that. So we got this. That's step 2. Okay, that's also on page 3. So now continuing to step 3 on page 4, we're going to follow up by putting a 1x2 tan piece in, right behind the light gray. And then there is a light gray, another attach point, like a single bar. Okay, so that's going to sit right there. Step 4, we're going to use 4 of these angular pieces, the ones that we've seen before in some of our other builds, that do the outside building, that allow us to build off the side of the ship. So we're going to gather 4 of those. Okay, and then those are going to go all on the bottom piece here of the pieces that we just put together. So that kind of builds up and makes walls and gives us like an area to build off the side. Okay? So now we're going to move on to step 5. Step 5, we use this flag, this like gray flag piece. Alright, and that's going to attach to the end here that has the 2 outer clips. Alright, so that's going to clip right in there. Alright, looks just like this. It's got a little flap. Alright, now that we have that all completed, we are going to set that aside. Alright, and we are going to continue on to step 6. Step 6 is on page 5. Alright, we're going to use this this piece right here. This it's like a it reminds me of Tetris. So we have this Tetris piece right here. Alright, and then to that, on page 6, you can see step 7, we're going to attach a 2x3 brown to the bottom section. Alright, and then to that, we're going to add this little sloped like handhold. Alright, it's going to sit right back there. I think that's going to make a perfect little seat for Chewie, so he can sit back and relax when he's on his gunship. And then also in the next step, which is step 8, we have another of these pieces that's going to allow us to build off the front. Okay, so now we've got that in there. Alright, so the next step is step 9 on page 7, where we're going to take a 2x4 square and this angular step, okay, this angular step, and then the 2x4, or 2x2 rather, 2x2 square is going to go on this angular step piece. Alright, and then to the bottom, we're going to attach a 1x2. Okay, now that we have that completed, that is going to sit right back here at the back end of the ship. Okay, now what we're going to need to do is go to page 8, and it wants us to attach these 2 pieces right here. Okay, so this brown piece is going to go right back where this flap is, and it's going to sit right down there. Alright, so that's that. And now on the front of this piece, oh, I didn't push it in all the way. There we go, you can see I got it in there now. Now we're going to take these 2 pieces right here. Alright, we're going to take these 2 pieces right here, these angular, it's like a 1x2, except for one piece is this angular slope, okay? So these pieces are going to affix right here to the front with slope side down. Alright, and that's step 11 there. Alright, and then we're looking at a single 1 clip right here, this right here. This is page 9, step 12. So it's a single stud, 1 clip, and it wants this to be attached to the front with the stud side down. Okay, and the instructions looks like it's telling us to bend this up for right now, and then bend the little flapping back up right now. So that's step 12 on page 9. Okay, now we have 2 hooks. We got the 2 little hooks I showed you earlier. Those 2 hooks are going to attach to the front, okay, on either side of this 1 stud that we just put in there. So clip in like that, face forward, okay, probably to hold something. And then make a little space, and then we'll put the other one on. And that pretty much takes up all the space there, you can see. There's like a slight little gap, but that's what that looks like. Alright, so step 14, which is on page 10, we're going to use an angular piece, and it's one of the angular pieces that slopes to the right, So you can see that right there. You got my little sloping to the right, okay, and a one by sand stud, okay, and this is going to attach to the left side of the ship. All right, so the slope portion is going to go up, and then it leaves this whole second row there. All right, this single sand stud is going to go right there, so we've got 3 gaps, all right, on the left side of the ship. Now what we need is we need one of these partial dome slope 1x2 and the 1x2 full slope, looks like that, okay. And we're going to, this slope is going to, the flat part of the slope is going to go up by this little wing flat piece that we just put in, so that way it slopes up towards the top of the ship. All right, and then our other little sloping piece is going to go right behind that, right there, you can see. So that way we've got all this slope up, all right, just like that. So we're going to add a little bit more to the side because we've got a couple more open studs. So we're going to take a brown grate. The brown grate goes right in front of that. That is step 16 on page 11. And to finish off step 16, we're going to use the 1x2 like curved slope. Okay, and that is going to fit like so. So that way it goes, butts up against this, the brown grate, and slopes up front. All right, so that completes step 16 on page 11. Now let's see what else we got. Looks like what we're going to do now is we're going to turn the model over, and we're going to do the other side on page 12. So it looks like now we need the opposite slope, which would be the left angular slope. Okay, we're going to install the left angular slope, just like we did on the other side, where it is faced up, like so. Okay, so the angular is faced up. We're taking a single sand stud, going beneath that. Okay, the next step, which is step 18, we have a angular slope, which is going up with a flat against the top portion there. All right, and then we have another one of the double angular rounded slopes. Okay, so that is all step 18 on page 12. Step 19, we're going to grab another one of those angular slopes yet again. Okay, and that's going to come and clip on right there. All right, and then we have a brown grate, and that's going to clip in between the 2 sloping pieces. So look what we got so far. It's cool. It's coming together. I like the little Microfighter series. I think it's good that, you know, it's a good entry. It gives you something to build, and you get really cool minifigures as well. All right, so now we've completed all the way up to step 19, and this is what we have so far. Step 20 is on page 13, and it requires 2 of these. They're kind of like divoted pieces. It's a 1x2, but it's a divoted piece that another piece will attach into. Like another claw piece will just kind of grip onto that divoted section. This is going to be installed right behind the seat with the divot sections out to the outside. All right, so that completes step 20 on page 13. I believe those are going to be for some wings that fold up and down like DeLorean doors. But we will see. I might be wrong. It's been known to happen. All right, so on the end here, we've got this 2-piece. All right, step 21, we take a 2x3 brown, and we're going to take a 1x2 sand. We're going to attach that to the bottom right there in the center. And then this piece is going to snap down onto the main body behind the little gray pieces that we just put in. All right, so that looks just like that. All right, so now we're going to actually set this down for our next step. The next step we're going to create looks like the back tail section. So in order to do this, we're taking this sand 2x6. All right, so sand 2x6, we need 2 of the flat single studs. We'll gather all our pieces because this is quite a few pieces in this one. So we have our 2x6 flat, our 2 flat single studs, a 1x2 sand, a 2x2 flat sand. Looks like we are going to be using 3 of the silver studs, 3 silver studs. We're going to have this tail fin section, and there is 2 of the gray, the dark gray slopes, single stud slopes. So these are all our pieces for this portion of the build. So step 1 is just to have this laying down. Step 2 is to put the flat, the 2x2 flat on the back. All right, followed by just basically how I had them laid out here. All right, so followed by this 1x2, followed by the 1x2 with a single stud on top, followed by another one. Okay, so it looks just like that. All right, now we're going to move on to the next page, in the next portion of the build. We're going to be attaching our 3 silver studs to these pieces right here. Okay, so step 3 on page 16 shows us that we need to double up the silver studs right on top of that second one right there. All right, so now we're going to moving on to step 4 of this. We're going to attach this tail section right back here above the 2x2 flat, and then our little gray slopes are going to go up front. All right, so it looks just like that. And then page 17 shows us that we're going to actually attach this whole thing, this whole tail section, with the end here flush on this piece right here up against the seat area there. Okay, so we got that all installed. It's nice and flush. Make sure we're sticking it down. You don't want any accidents. You don't want Chewie to crash. Very important. Okay, so once again, we're going to take this and we're going to set it aside, and we're going to build some more little areas. So step 23, which is on page 18, it looks like we're actually going to build the left-hand drive section. So the left-hand drive section, it starts off where we take this 2x2 piece that has the friction pin connection right here at the bottom. All right, and on top of that, we're actually going to stick this outer joiner that has the divot in it that connects to the other pieces that we used earlier. What's cool is they got these little teeth on there. You can see real well right there. These little teeth actually clip against a section that is on the other part that it fits into. So that way you can get them at different angles. Probably like maybe just a couple degree adjustment between each click. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to attach these pieces right here. Okay, it's a 1x2. It's kind of like the other piece that we started with. It's a 1x2 with the friction pin connection. All right, we're going to use 2 of those. This is step 24 on page 18. We use 2 of those, and we're going to connect that right there to this piece. All right. So, step 24. This is what we have so far. All right. Now we need this one piece right here, the sand, it's almost like a triangle. It's kind of like a trapezoid. So I'm not exactly sure which one to call it, but you can see that's step 25 on page 19. That's going to go with the large flat piece out towards our junction section that we're going to clip onto the actual top of the craft. All right, and then to the edge of that, we're going to take this dark gray 90 degree, okay? Take the dark gray 90 degree, we're going to clip that on the outer edge to cover up these pieces right here, these two attached points. Okay, now we're going to add just a little bit of flair on top of that in step 26 on page 19. And we're going to add this 1x3 flat, okay, 1x3 flat, and a 1x2 brown grate. Okay, that's going to go towards you. All right, so that finishes up step 26 on page 19. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a sand slope, 1x2 slope. We're going to attach that to the top there, and then we've got a gray grill piece, and the gray grill piece is going to go right on, dark gray grill piece is going to go right underneath that sand slope. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to build a little engine section. So this requires 3 pieces right here. Okay, it's going to be this dark round. Okay, we've got a dark round, and then we have this kind of like a sloped cylinder. Looks like kind of like a lunar lander, and one of our Technic axles. Okay, so all 3 pieces right here. We're going to start with this piece right here, which is the kind of lunar lander looking one. Okay, so we're going to take the lunar lander one, and we're going to take and put our axle right in there. Okay, it's going to butt up against the end, and it's closed, so it'll stop itself right at the right distance. All right, that's going to go into the back section of the wing. All right, the back section of the wing is the one right here with the sand flat. So it's going on the outer connector of that, and then when we turn it over with the axle up, we're going to take this round, the dark gray round, and we're going to use that to cap that piece right there. Okay, and that is step 28. Step 29 on page 21, we are going to actually clip the wing section now to the vehicle. It's come together. We are getting there. Look at that. That's really cool. So this is what I was talking about earlier. It's got this, it's able to clip and go to like slightly different angles. All right. I think this kind of reminds me of another ship. I don't know if it was the Arc 170 or not. Oh, maybe it's the ones that the troop transports from one, like episode 2, one of the clone ones. All right, so the next step we're going to do is we're going to basically continue the exact same thing. We're going to mirror it on the other side. So that's step 30 on page 22. We're going to start out again with the 2x2 that has the double joint for the friction pin connection. All right. On the outside, away from you, you're going to clip on this piece right here, the little teeth piece. Okay. Make sure that the holes, the friction pin holes, are going parallel to this piece right here. Okay. And now from there we have these 1x2 sections with a friction pin. Okay. These are going to clip right onto the end of that with the friction pin sections out, just like we did last time. Now we have our little triangle trapezoid, which we're going to put to the outside, and then the dark gray angular 90-degree angle piece allows us angular building. That's step 32 on page 23. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some very, a little bit of design flair to it by putting this 1x3 flat, sand flat, and this is going towards you this time. Okay, and then the brown grate right on the other side there. Okay, leaving a one stud opening in the back. All right, that concludes page 23. All right, page 24, and then this is step 34. We are going to be adding more to the end of the wingtip that we just put on there. We're going to use a 1x2 slope. That 1x2 slope is going to be sloped with a flat slope down. Okay, and a dark gray grate is going to go right under there. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to do step 35 on page 24, and we're gathering our little engine pieces just like we did last time. So we're going to take our kind of flattened cone and put the axle in. Okay, that's going to attach to the outside of the wing. It attaches from the flat sand side, right? So here we have, this is the flat sand 1x3. It attaches on the outer hole of that, all right, with this rounded piece in front. Just, you can see that on page 24, step 35, okay? And that's what that looks like when it's completed. Once again, we're going to take that and put it on our ship. That's step 36, okay? Step 36, which is on page 25. So we're going to clip this into these little dimples, and we're going to mend it to give it a little bit of flair to it, make it look nice. Looks like we might be able to do a one. No, you have to be careful. It doesn't. Even though these pieces will bend and go down further, they actually kind of collide with the body right here. You can see. So you can't actually clip them down into the next position. All right. So this is the lowest that they go, and then there's position 2, position 3, position 4, and position 5 finally. So it gives a little bit of variation. All right, we're going to move on to step 37, which is taking this translucent shield, and that's going to attach right to the front of the Wookie Gunship, so that way Chewie can keep the bugs out of his teeth and, more importantly, his hair. Because who's going to comb him? I mean, really, you're going to comb a Wookiee? I don't think so. That's dangerous games there. I mean, if he rips your arms off when he loses a game, then you know he's definitely not down for grooming. So what we're going to do is we're going to assemble the little blaster pieces here, the torpedoes. So we have 2 of those. Okay, 2 of the torpedo sections here, and we're going to affix the green cone, translucent cones, on those. And these pieces are going to fit over in the other tubes that we have, the other sockets that are used for ticket sockets. Okay, so you can see we got one that's empty, and then we got another one here. Put that in there. All right, and of course, you can shoot these out, just like that. Oh wow, that didn't go very far, did it? Let's try that again. Okay, it's not as exciting as the spring-loaded shooters, but that's okay. It doesn't have to go far. You can still do a bombing run. All right, so what we're going to do is now we're going to put Chewie in his vessel with his Wookiee bowcaster out to the side, maybe a little bit. It's kind of hard to fit him in there with it out, but there he is in all his glory. He is ready for battle. Wookie Gunship. This way he can defend against the invasion of Kashyyyk. And that's what it looks like. It's a pretty nice little build. I enjoyed it. It's a quick one, but like I said, you get this great little minifigure. You get a cool little ship. There's quite a few in the series, and yeah. So thank you for joining us, and please come back again and build with us soon.